Ever looked at something old and thought, that could be useful? You're not alone. Upcycling takes forgotten items and gives them a second chance, sometimes with a twist no one saw coming. Old teacups, spare ladders, and worn jeans all get a new lease on life. Why buy new when you can craft something with character? These upcycled home decor ideas turn everyday clutter into conversation starters. Ready to roll up your sleeves and add personality to your home? Let's get resourceful and creative. Your living space will thank you. A vintage suitcase can be more than just a storage relic. Why not prop it on sturdy legs and call it a side table? This piece serves up style and function, holding magazines, remotes, or even your secret snack stash. It's a conversation starter, and honestly, isn't that half the fun? If you're worried about stability, secure the legs with strong brackets and add felt pads underneath. The suitcase's original lining might be faded, but a fresh fabric insert solves that. A little elbow grease and imagination turn forgotten luggage into a functional accent without breaking the bank. Repurposing old teacups into a chandelier is both quirky and eco-friendly. Mismatched porcelain adds charm and character, catching the eye in any dining room. Edison bulbs bring a vintage twist, casting warm, inviting light. Why settle for bland lighting when you can have a conversation starter overhead? Of course, wiring porcelain pieces can be tricky. Make safety your first priority. Consider consulting an electrician if you're unsure. Hunt for teacups at thrift shops or flea markets. Mixing floral patterns with solid colors creates delightful contrast. With a little effort, you'll light up your space in unexpected ways. Old window frames make quirky, eye-catching photo displays. Instead of tossing them, clean and sand the wood. Attach twine or tiny clips across the panes and hang your favorite snapshots. This approach brings personality to any wall and costs far less than buying new frames. However, watch for splinters and peeling paint, especially with older frames. Give them a good scrub and maybe a coat of sealant if you're worried about lead paint. With minimal effort, you'll have a conversation starter that's both eco-friendly and filled with memories. Old dresser drawers often gather dust, but why not stack them as wall shelves? Mounting mismatched drawers creates instant storage with a quirky charm. Paint each one a bold color or leave them weathered for rustic appeal. Add hooks for keys or baskets for mail. It's budget-friendly and eco-conscious. Some might worry about stability or weight limits. To avoid problems, use sturdy wall anchors and keep heavier items on lower drawers. This approach isn't for those seeking uniformity, but it sparks conversation and reduces waste. Why settle for cookie-cutter shelves when you can let your walls tell a story? Old wooden ladders, often abandoned in garages, can quickly become a charming blanket rack. Lean one against your living room wall. Drape your favorite throws on each rung. This saves space, adds warmth, and offers a conversation starter. No complex tools or special skills needed, just creativity and a bit of elbow grease. However, check the ladder's sturdiness before use. Some old ladders splinter or wobble. Sand rough spots and secure loose joints. Don't risk your favorite quilt on a rickety frame. This easy fix brings both function and rustic flair to your space, all without breaking the bank. Old glass bottles can become eye-catching vases with just a splash of paint. Mix up colors, play with patterns, and group different shapes for a lively centerpiece. This approach costs very little, but the effect is bold. Why buy expensive vases when your recycling bin hides potential masterpieces? Sometimes painted bottles chip or fade over time. That's not a disaster, it's part of their story. Embrace the imperfections or refresh them seasonally. Add fresh flowers, dried stems, or even string lights. With minimal effort, you create a cheerful display that friends will remember and maybe copy. Old wooden pallets, often seen as scrap, can easily become the star of your bedroom. Stack and sand them, then mount behind your bed. Drape fairy lights along the slats for a gentle glow. Why spend hundreds on store-bought when you can spotlight your creativity for a fraction of the cost? However, prepping pallets takes a little elbow grease. Check for splinters, nails, and possible chemical treatments. A quick coat of paint or stain can help match your style. This approach isn't for fans of perfection, but if you embrace a bit of character, the result feels both cozy and original. Old denim jeans can find new life as a hanging wall organizer. Cut out the back pockets and stitch them onto a sturdy fabric or wooden board. Hang it near your entryway or desk. Keys, mail, and small tools fit perfectly. No more frantic searches for lost items. This crafty reuse isn't just practical, it also adds a quirky casual flair to your space. Denim's durability means the organizer can handle daily use. However, if you dislike visible stitching or rustic looks, this idea might not charm you. Still, it's eco-friendly and costs next to nothing. Old tin cans deserve a second act. Wrap them in jute twine for instant farmhouse charm and use them to store spatulas, wooden spoons, or whisks. It's budget-friendly and oddly satisfying. Who knew last week's beans could become today's rustic kitchen statement? A quick coat of white paint beneath the jute adds a touch of warmth. Secure the twine with hot glue and finish with a bow or chalk label. The downside? They aren't dishwasher safe. But hey, they're easy to wipe out, and you'll spark conversation every time guests peek inside. Old books gathering dust? Stack and glue them into a sturdy column, and you'll have an instant plant stand with personality. Each book adds height and visual interest, while faded spines create a nostalgic vibe. Just seal the surface to protect from water stains. Your plants and your living room both win. This method keeps beloved but battered books from the landfill. It's quick, budget-conscious, and customizable. Choose colorful covers for flair or classics for quiet charm. But be warned, friends may question your sanity before applauding your creativity. Isn't that the price of genius? Old cabinet doors, often tossed aside, can shine as chalkboard message boards. Just sand, paint with chalkboard paint, and hang. These boards add character while reducing waste. Imagine jotting grocery lists or cheerful notes on something with a past. It's practical, stylish, and eco-friendly. No fancy tools needed. However, not every cabinet door suits this makeover. Some have deep grooves or heavy damage. Stick with flat, solid doors for best results. If you find one with a quirky handle, even better, it doubles as a spot to hang your keys. Old sweater sleeves can become snug candle jar covers with just a few stitches. This trick gives your space a soft, homey feel while reducing waste. Simply cut, wrap, and sew the sleeve end. Who knew that forgotten knitwear could make your candles look so inviting and protect fingers from hot glass? These covers aren't fireproof, so keep them clear of open flames. Pick sleeves with interesting patterns or textures for extra character. It's quick, affordable, and a fun way to add personality. Plus, guests will wonder where you bought such clever accents. Why toss old sweaters when they can warm up your decor? Ever wondered what to do with old, broken jewelry? Turn those forgotten bits into mosaic mirror frames that shimmer with personality. A chipped earring or a lone pendant can become part of a vibrant design. All you need is a plain mirror frame, strong glue, and a little creative spark. This approach saves landfill space and creates a conversation piece for your wall. The downside? It can get messy, and arranging tiny pieces requires patience. But the end result? An eye-catching frame that tells a story is worth every minute. Give your broken treasures a second act and let your mirror steal the spotlight. Old doorknobs often gather dust in boxes, but why not give them a second chance? Mounted on a wooden board, they become quirky wall hooks for your entryway. These sturdy knobs easily hold coats, keys, or bags, adding personality where you least expect it. Guests will ask questions. Repurposing doorknobs keeps useful materials out of landfills. It's easier than you might think. Just attach knobs to a weathered plank, secure it to the wall, and you're finished. However, some knobs may not support heavy items. Check each one's strength before trusting your favorite backpack to it. Old t-shirts don't have to end up as cleaning rags. Cut them into long strips and braid or weave the yarn into boho wall hangings. This method costs next to nothing and helps shrink textile waste. Plus, you can use any color combination that fits your space or mood. The process is refreshingly simple, no need for fancy tools. Even beginners can knot, twist, or loop the yarn onto a stick or dowel. While some wall hangings might fray over time, that just adds to the laid-back, lived-in look. Give it a try and watch guests ask, "Where'd you buy that?" Old wine corks piling up? Don't toss them. Arrange them into a geometric trivet for your table. It's a smart way to prevent heat damage while adding conversation-starting flair. Just glue corks together in hexagons or triangles. No woodworking degree required. Bonus, cleaning is easy and it won't scratch delicate surfaces. But there's a catch. Some corks crumble under pressure, especially if synthetic. Stick with real cork for durability. And while the look is rustic, it may not suit ultra-modern tastes. Still, it's a budget-friendly and eco-conscious project that gives a second life to party leftovers. Old wood planks, once discarded, can become a striking floating shelf. Sand them down, apply a clear finish, and mount with hidden brackets. The grain and imperfections add character, making your wall both practical and stylish. Why buy generic shelving when you can craft something with history? Such shelves suit small spaces. Their simple design keeps rooms feeling open. However, reclaimed planks might not be perfectly straight, so check for warping before installation. If you value clean lines and sustainability, this DIY project delivers both. Plus, there's something satisfying about turning leftovers into conversation starters. Old bicycle wheels often end up rusting away, but why not give one a second chance as an industrial photo display? Simply clean the wheel, hang it on your wall, and use small clips to attach photos between the spokes. It's a conversation starter that adds character and saves space. Thinking your living room needs a spark? This idea blends nostalgia and creativity. The metal spokes act as ready-made frames, making photo swaps effortless. Just keep in mind, you'll need sturdy anchors for mounting. Who knew yesterday's transportation could hold tomorrow's memories? Give your snapshots a spin, literally. Old garden rake heads often gather dust in sheds, but they can serve a clever new purpose in the kitchen. Mount one on your wall, and you instantly have a rustic utensil holder. Those metal tines are perfect for hanging spatulas, whisks, or even fresh herbs. This solution isn't just about looks. It keeps your most used tools handy and saves precious drawer space. Cleaning is easy, just wipe it down. However, the rake's rough edges might snag delicate items, so keep breakables away. With a bit of creativity, yesterday's garden cast-off becomes today's practical kitchen hero. Ready to give your living space a fresh spin? These upcycled home decor ideas prove that you don't need to break the bank or buy new. Old ladders, teacups, and even worn jeans can find a second life in your home. Try one project this weekend, maybe those empty bottles or forgotten dresser drawers. Ask yourself, what could you rescue and reuse right now? With a dash of creativity and a sprinkle of humor, any cast-off can become a conversation starter. Let your space tell your story. Upcycled crafts, upcycled furniture, art projects, using recycled materials, recycled metal art, recycled fabric art.